Hey guys, it's APGAINS here, and today we are going to be covering the updated 2020 list for top 10 mid-game 3v3 teams for this upcoming Grand Arena. Let's take a look. Now, coming in at number 10, people who watch the channel know that I will hate to admit this, but Phoenix. In 3v3, these guys are kind of good. I mean, not as good as they are in 5v5, but 3v3 teams are annoying because there's so many 3v3 teams that you are required to have to fill a board and then clear a board that with Kanan and Chopper and Hera, it's just an annoying team. If your opponent brings in a decent team but doesn't have a lot of damage output, this battle will take them forever. You're getting those frustration points on your enemy. They might slip, and you might even time out because of the protection up and the potential for the AI to maybe revive itself. Coming in at number 9, now this is going to be a weird one. Now, this will obviously be a much stronger team if you put the resources into leveling these characters up specifically, but I have not. You'll see why in a little bit. Rex lead, because his unique allows Ahsoka to have that critical avoidance. And then GK, because this is a Galactic Republic, quote unquote, the Zeta will help on Ahsoka, so she will assist. The taunt will be there, kind of. And this is an overall just annoying defensive team that you can set up on your opponent. Number 8, we have our Shakti, and I chose 5s and Echo, rather not 5 and Echoes. Instead of Rex, because their synergy just lines up the extra damage or extra defense. Lines up pretty well. It's better in 3v3. Plus with the, I don't remember which Zeta I have on this, but I think that's the health and protection recovery Zeta. Every time they attack at a turn is pretty useful. We'll go up to number 7, Geonosians. You'll notice, returning viewers, that I keep my Geonosian Brood Alpha at 4 stars. The reason I do this is because in 5v5 with the health share, if you put this on the back wall, your opponent's not saving a Traya or a Padme that late. They like to get antsy. And putting this on the back wall is probably the reason I haven't been full cleared in 3 to 4 months and why I haven't lost a game or a round in 5-ish months, because this team is super annoying even at 4 stars. Gear 7. It's surprising, but yes, it's hard to beat this team. Coming in at number 6, we have a Zeta Bosk-led Jango and Boba Fett team. Now, this team, obviously, at Gear 12 in mid-game will be powerful. It'll have good health and protection, great damage, because the Fetts hit like trucks. The recovery makes this team an annoying defensive team. If you know your opponent has high-octane offensive teams, you can really get some damage done, maybe even a hold or two with this team. But also because of the protection and health recovery with the Zeta, this is a great team on offense to make sure that you get max banners. So if your opponent doesn't put much on defense and goes high offense, you can also go high offense and out-banner them for the win, which is usually what I use this team for. Now up next, I have a 5-star Traya with the Zeta on the leadership. Now this team I'm putting high up here, even though it's on a 7-star Gear 12, Gear 13, because with Nihilist and Scion at 7 stars, Gear 10 to 11, they'll probably be both Gear 12 by the time the Grand Arena starts, I hope. These guys will definitely take some hits. I save this team to throw up against Geos. I 3-man it against a 5-man Geos. It's not going to be as strong because there's not going to be as many attacks out of turn, but I will still probably save this team to attack a Geos if I don't use the team in the first place slot, which we'll get to later. Up here, you have your Basilisk on JKR, Jolie. This is a pretty common team to use. My JKR is not as powerful as my Basil at the moment, so what I do is I put Basil in the lead, and then I obviously go for max banners because of the protection up at the beginning. Of course, if you are one of those people who always puts all of your resources into your Jedi Knight Revan, you can throw that in the leadership. The problem is there's not that many assists, so you're not going to get high banners, but if you do prefer to use the Jedi Knight Revan lead, that is your prerogative. You can definitely do that. Now up here, we have Emperor Palpatine lead, Darth Vader, Thrawn. Now, what I'll probably end up doing, what I do in 5v5, and what I'll probably do in 3v3 is I solo with the Zeta why am I playing on Darth Vader? I solo with the Darth Vader because of the Zeta, and once you get him to Relict, this guy will one-shot most mid-game teams. So I will probably be using him in a solo, but I realize that not a lot of people have really realized how overpowered the mid-game he is at this point. So not a lot of people will have him at Relic, so that's why he goes with Thrawn and an Emperor Palpatine lead for the extra turn meter gain. Now I think, I just spoiled the number 1 spot, but number 2, we have your standard CLS. Everyone knows that I love CLS because of their insane offense and potential to finish the battle with max banners because of the Zeta on Chewbacca. And with Shoot First and the Zeta on Han, you're getting so much offense. And then obviously CLS has his third ability, followed by the second, so you're getting double taps with Chewie Assist. This team on 3v3 will annihilate almost anyone. It's pretty self-explanatory, and then obviously the best team is, of course, going to be Padme. Now, that's just because Padme's courage is powerful. Padme is, I will admit, a lot more powerful in 5v5 because so much courage can be built up, but this is still a powerful team in 3v3, mostly because with Anakin, lots of people love to Zeta this guy. He was usually lots of people's first Zeta, and I would recommend him as a first Zeta on a Padme team. But this team with Yoda has so much damage output that there are a few teams that can withstand this team's offensive power. Geonosians, if they're powerful enough, might stand a chance of timing out. About 7 months ago, I had a Padme battle against Geonosians and it timed out and I was super frustrated. But if you get this team up to Zeta, or not Zeta, if you get this team up to Relics, there's very few Geonosian teams that will stop it. So there you have my top 10 rather, my top 10 mid-game 3v3 teams for 2020. All right, quickly I'll cover 3, I'll call them honorable mention, maybe dishonorable mention teams that you can use because they're probably going to need more than 10 teams for this 3v3. So I have a Nute Gunray, Grievous, Dooku team. Now the reason this isn't a higher team, because if you're mid-game, these aren't going to be high relic characters, and these characters become, well, these two characters become very powerful once they get relics, but before then, they're kind of lackluster. So we have this. Then we have just a basic defensive rebel team you can do. You're going to have to level these guys up a decent amount to get your CLS team. So if you want to throw a cannon fodder team, maybe just to waste one of your opponent's attacking teams in the front wall, this is a nice team. And then I don't really do much with Night Sisters, but I do recognize that lots of people do like to level up their Night Sisters, so this would be this would probably be the honorable mention of the dishonorable mentions right here.